Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Football Frenzy's Weekend Football Bulletin, a show where I'll be talking about the most recent news from the footballing world. This weekend features the return of the Premier League and the League One. So let's get going with the Premier League. The Premier League is officially back. The competition that Manchester City seems to win every year is back, and it kicked off with Liverpool's 4-1 thrashing of Norwich on Friday night. To be fair, it was a pretty balanced game statistically, with both teams having a fair amount of shots. Liverpool had 15 shots and 7 on target, and Brighton had 12 shots and 5 on target, with Liverpool slightly dominating the possession. Liverpool, to be honest, were not at their full capacity, but they didn't need to, as the quality of their team is so exceptional. They just needed a few chances to put the game away. It is also fair to say that despite getting thrashed by Liverpool, Norwich didn't sit back and defend, and they actually played with a lot of initiative and courage and played rather well. But Liverpool's on a league of their own with the quality and talent they've got on their squad. And another headline coming from this game was Alisson's calf injury being replaced by Adrian, which will see the Brazilian goalkeeper miss the UEFA Super Cup on Wednesday versus Chelsea, and he will probably miss 3 to 6 weeks of action. Something that will, to be honest, will considerably affect Liverpool given the quality of the Brazilian, because it's not taking shots at Adrian because Adrian is a tremendous goalkeeper, but Alisson's presence in front of goal and just the confidence that a player of Alisson's quality gives to the defenders and the midfielders in front of him was just exceptional, and Liverpool may not play with that much confidence knowing they don't have a player of Alisson's stature defending their goal, which could affect some of Liverpool's performances. Another standout game from the Premier League's first match day was the champions Manchester City's demolition of West Ham at the London Stadium on Saturday, with the Premier League champions scoring 5 goals, with Gabriel Jesus scoring 1, Raheem Sterling scoring a hat-trick, and Sergio Aguero scoring a penalty at the end of the game. And I just have to say, there's no words to describe how good Manchester City really is. They completely outclassed West Ham. Manchester City is just on another level, and it just speaks for itself, having the ability of benching players like Sergio Aguero, Ilkay Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva, and still be able to deal with decent Premier League sides like West Ham so easily. Though Manchester City's quality isn't something that's known to everyone, and that wasn't really the biggest headline of the game. It actually was VAR. English people seem to never have heard of VAR before, because it caused so much ruckus during that game due to its correct but very close goal of Raheem Sterling being offside for Gabriel Jesus' disallowed goal in the second half. And this is what I don't understand. People say that they want more transparency in the game. They hate it when teams unjustly win because of a stupid handball or because someone was offside. But when they add those systems to the league to make the game more transparent and more honest, people get mad because it may take a lot of time for the decisions to be made, or because it was too close for comfort and there may be a margin of error in those machines. So when there's nothing, people get pissed off because there are so many unjust calls not being called, but then where they are, people get mad because or it delays the game or the call that was made was too close for comfort. Like, people need to get their heads around this. And the final standout game of the Premier League's first weekend back was Chelsea versus Manchester United. The Blues got absolutely destroyed by the Red Devils on Sunday, losing 4-0, with Manchester United's goals coming for a penalty from Marcus Rashford and another goal from Rashford in the second half, a goal from Anthony Martial, and debutant Daniel James scoring a goal at the 81st minute. To be fair, No, neither of the teams were exceptional. Chelsea did have a lot of chances in the first 20 to 25 minutes, which they didn't convert, hitting the post a couple of times. And Manchester United just took better advantage of their chances. And if you look at Chelsea, and a lot of pundits say this, and I observed this, was that when Chelsea, they tried to play out wide with a ball, but then when they lost the ball, they didn't seem to have a defensive structure or a defensive plan. Like, they didn't anticipate them losing the ball, which allowed Man United to play so freely through the middle. And if you look at Pogba's assist for the final goal, James's goal, you could see that he's just running freely through Chelsea's middle of the park and just could pass the ball to Daniel James for an easy goal. To be fair, Chelsea is really struggling with the transfer ban and not having that many players come in and having a much weakened squad after the loss of Eden Hazard and David Luiz. So yeah, just what's expected. Hopefully Chelsea can turn things around, and this was just a wake-up call. But before I finish talking about this game, how good did Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire look in that first game? Harry Maguire leading most of the defensive stats, as well as Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They looked like they had played in Manchester United for as long as 5 years, and I think they are a very good, promising prospect that Manchester United fans should be eager to see how it develops, because they really were exceptional last night. Another interesting game for the weekend was this is kind of preseason, to be honest, but it's still a marquee game, was the La Liga Serie A Cup final, where Barcelona played like Barcelona for the first time in a couple of months as they beat Napoli 4-0 with 2 goals from Luis Suarez. Antoine Griezmann finally breaking the deadlock and scoring his first goal for Barcelona. Hopefully the first of many, or that would just been a really big waste of money by the Catalan club. And a goal from Ousmane Dembele. I really like the way Barcelona played, because they played with a lot of initiative, they played with a lot of desire, they played with purpose. They were carrying out, they were pressing the ball very well, they were passing the ball with purpose, and the attacking trio of Dembele, Griezmann, and Luis Suarez looked very fluid, even though they didn't get any goals in the first half, but they definitely played with a lot of fluidity in the second half, scoring 4 goals in around 15 minutes. And I just need to talk about this man. The Dutch sensation Frankie de Jong completely controlled that middle of the park. I don't think he's played around nearly 10 games for Barcelona already, and he looks so comfortable in that midfield. That just speaks of the genius qualities of Frankie de Jong and how good of a controller of the game he is. He passed the ball so efficiently, made good tackles, good defensive contributions, and always looked to put the ball forward. And I just think Barcelona bought themselves a gem in Frankie de Jong, because his qualities controlling that midfield at just 21, 22 years of age, the future looks bright for Barcelona's midfield with Frankie de Jong in it. And the final piece of news of this week is Neymar has been told by PSG fans to go away during their 3-0 win against Nîmes Olympique in the return of the Ligue 1. The Ligue 1 champion, who played without Neymar, who was left out of the squad, beat Nîmes Olympique 3-0, and a lot of fans from the Paris club were seen with posters that said Neymar casse-toi, which basically means Neymar go away in French. Yeah, Neymar's in a very sticky situation, having expressed his desire to leave the Paris club, still haven't been able to find a new club, although the 2 biggest clubs in Spain seem like the front runners. Ever since Real Madrid doesn't seem to be able to get Paul Pogba, they've turned their attention to Neymar, even offering a 85 million plus Gareth Bale swap deal to the French club because Real Madrid really wants to get rid of Gareth Bale. They don't want him at the club, but PSG rejected that offer. And some newspapers from Paris say that Barcelona is in very advanced negotiations with the Paris club, and there may be a swap deal that would see Brazilian playmaker go the other way to Barcelona, to Paris Saint-Germain, having the Brazilian star Neymar going back to his old club. But yeah, Neymar's in a very sticky situation. Hopefully, wherever he ends up, he brings his name some credibility again and starts showing why he is the most expensive player ever. But yeah, leave it down in the comments. Where do you think Neymar will end up? Well, this is the end for the Football Frenzy's Weekend Football Bulletin. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button, write me a comment, make sure to share this video with all of your friends, and if you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. I'll leave my Instagram account where I also post football news, and my Medium account where I write about game analysis, tactical analysis, transfer rumors in more depth. I really hope you guys have a great day. Football Frenzy out.